قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم أما بعد أحييكم بتحية الإسلام السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Salam syumul takwa dinamik. Di sini pencinta sunnah dilahirkan. Yang berusaha Madam Fauza binti Muhammad Safar, Legal Advisor of KUIPs. Yang berusaha Ustaz Muhammad Rosfan Sazrin bin Muhammad Sofi, Director of KUIPs Islamic Center, Center of Applied Sunnah. Yang berusaha Ustaz Muhammad Wafiq bin Desa and Ustaz Muhammad Shahril bin Muhammad Shukri, representative from Perlis State Mufti Department. Dean, heads of department, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the discourse titled Can Artificial Intelligence AI Help Muslim? Organized by KUIPs Islamic Center, Center of Applied Sunnah, in collaboration with the Perlis State Mufti Department, Perlis Center of Wisdom, and Ahlan Academy. Praise to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, Alhamdulillah, for granting us this opportunity to gather for the beneficial program. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed, allow me to introduce our speaker for today's program, Syeikh Dr. Abdullah As-Sueidi. Dr. Abdullah As-Sueidi is a researcher in Islamic theology, contemporary ideology, issues and artificial intelligence. His experience researcher in intellectual issues with Yaqeen community in criticizing modern atheism, legal specialized in Bates At-Tatawur Company, coach for training and academic courses for Aqidah organization, co-lecturer in Islamic University Madinah. Education PhD in Islamic Theology in Faculty of Da'wah and Usul Din at Islamic University Madinah. Master's degree in Religious Studies at, I practice how to pronounce this word, Umeå, I'm sorry for mispronouncing it. Umeå University in Sweden, specialized in psychology, religion. Master's degree in Islamic Theology at Faculty of Da'wah and Suldin at Islamic University Madinah. Bachelor's degree in Religion Studies in Uppsala. Alhamdulillah, I pronounced it correct. University, Sweden, specialized in history and religions studies. Courses in artificial intelligence, introduction to AI by IBM Company, generative AI, introduction and applications by IBM Company, generative AI in education by Glasgow University, innovating with Google Cloud Artificial Intelligence by Google Company. Contribution in AI field, participation in writing report, The Future of Iman and Value in Light of AI Development, workshop presentation, The Employment of AI in Da'wah and Islamic Theology Studies and at Islam University, participation in blogging theology, podcast with the topic, Can AI Help Muslim? Without any further ado, I would like to invite our distinguished speaker to give to share his experience and expertise, his ilm in this field. فليتفضل مشكورا ومأجورا الشيخ.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Selamat datang. Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Amma ba'd. Hayyakumullah. It's a great honor for me to be here in this distinguished university to talk about this very interesting subject. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this blessing to be here. And I want to thank the state of Perlis, especially the Raja of Perlis and the Crown Prince and the royal family. And I want to thank the university, the staff, and the rector and everyone who is responsible. I want to thank all of you for coming here today to listen to this subject, and I hope that it can be beneficial, inshallah ta'ala. So, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about, can artificial intelligence help Muslims? I'm going to talk about first my journey with AI, why I became interested in AI and why I think myself it's so important. Then why AI is important, what it is, the AI divide, how can AI have an impact on us, Islamic, theological and ethical questions raised by AI, how can AI help Muslims, using AI in research, education and dawah. First of all, my journey with AI. Why do I speak about that? I think that it's important to mention this because I have a theological background. My background is like you. You have studied in Islamic sciences and so on. And getting into and studying things like AI, IT and so on might feel a bit hard sometimes. You know, when you're into Islamic sciences, to get into something that is totally new, it might feel a bit hard. So I want to mention that, inshallah, it's not hard. It's not hard, and it's very beneficial too, inshallah ta'ala. So, first of all, I started my Islamic studies with traditional Islamic studies. I studied the Arabic language, I memorized the Quran, and so on. And I studied in Kolej Sharia, and then I started to study Islamic creed and master and PhD level and so on. But when I wrote my PhD, I wrote about atheism, the Western scholarly criticism of atheism and how we as Muslims can benefit from that criticism. And when I wrote about atheism, a lot of things when you deal with atheism is about religion and science. So I got interested in that topic, how religion can coexist, or how it is the relation between science and religion. So I became more and more interested in that subject, and then I started to study also religious studies in the West, in Sweden. So I studied history and religion and psychology of religion. And the focus when you study religious studies in the West is more upon the human themselves. So how human are religious, how human beings are religious, the psychology behind it and so on. So it was a new focus, a new way to look at religion. And this made me more interested also in how we can use technology to spread religion through education, and how we can use to make dawah and so on. And I also studied the history of thought, which is a subject where you study the thoughts of human beings, ideologies, and so on, and how they are spread through different means of communication. So you can see that some thoughts, some ideologies are more spread, and usually it's through using new form of technology. So as an example, we had in Europe, the Catholic Church was the ruling church in Europe. And then the Reformation happened, and they started to spread their ideas because they have invented the printing press. So it was possible for them to print new books and so on, so they can distribute them to other countries, and these ideologies started to spread. The same thing with many ideologies started to spread in the West through new means that they had in the Enlightenment age and so on. And now we can see that populism and other ideologies are spread through social media and so on. So you can see the correlation between ideologies and ideas and different forms of communication. And this made me very interested when it comes to AI, because AI is a tool that you can use to spread ideas. And it also means that you can spread Islamic education, and you can spread Islamic dawah through the use of AI. And then I started to learn about AI, and I studied about 10 courses in AI. So I started to learn different aspects of AI and how we can use it. Not like in how to program AI and so on. I'm not interested in that. Just how we can use AI to spread Islam in different ways. And then I started to implement AI in my own research and other things. Started to get in contact with different companies and organizations that are using AI in education, in dawah, in research, and so on. So I went from learning about AI to implement AI. So what is AI? What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is a field within computer science that focuses on creating machines and systems capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. It is a field within computer science. You have computer science, which has a lot of different things. You have software, you have hardware, you have different things that you study when you study computer science. And this is a subfield inside of computer science that focuses on creating machines like robots or systems, like different programs that you can have, that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. So as an example today, when we have ChatGPT and these different systems and these different programs, you use it and you can create texts and so on, which usually used to require human intelligence to write a book, to write an article, or something else. Then you have artificial intelligence, which is a very broad term, which is used today in many different ways. And you have generative AI. So artificial intelligence, just as an example, if you open your email, you will see that some of your emails will come directly to you, and some of them will be taken out. So they say these emails might be spams and so on. What kind of system can say that this is a spam and this is a real email? This is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can detect that this seems to be a spam. So you don't get that email directly to you. And other emails are normal emails and so on. This is normal AI that you're using. Then we have a new subfield inside of artificial intelligence called generative AI. Generative AI refers to systems that can create new content such as text, images, or videos. So the other thing is more like putting things into categories. Now AI can create text, can create pictures, can create other things. So this picture that I have now is AI generated. It's made by an AI. You write a text, you say, I want the picture of an AI, I want a robot, and it make this picture. I can make a video based on text. I write to it, I want you to make a video, and it makes a video, and so on. So AI can now generate new things. It can generate text, it can generate pictures, it can generate videos, and it can generate other things. So this is the last development of AI, which is the form of AI that is most interesting for us when it comes to research and education and dawah. So to look at it, to make it more clear here, inshallah ta'ala, you have artificial intelligence, which is the broad term. And then you have inside of artificial intelligence something called machine learning, which is the ability for computers to learn from experience of data without human programming. So machine learning, the difference with machine learning is that you put a lot of different material into it, a lot of text, a lot of pictures, and so on, and it detects those things by itself. So as an example, to learn the computer, to learn the system, what a cat is, you can write to it and you say a cat is an animal that looks like this and this and this and that. But now the way that you teach the AI is that you put 1 million pictures of different cats. So it will detect cats by itself. It will detect what is a cat. And it can understand that cats can look in different ways. It can be white, it can be black, it can be yellow, it can be big, it can be small, and so on. So instead of explaining to the AI what the specific thing is, you just give it many, many examples, and it will learn from the examples itself. And then there is a subfield in there called deep learning, which mimics the human brain using artificial neural networks such as transformers to allow computers to perform complex tasks. And this is a subfield in machine learning which allows to do the generative AI. So artificial intelligence itself is quite old. It has been around since the 50s, but it was not famous. People were using AI with computers, but in a very limited way. Then it started to be more used with machine learning. So when they had machine learning, they can do new things. But now when you have deep learning, you can make generative AI. That's why you started to hear about AI more and more the recent years. So when OpenAI came with ChatGPT and Google, they came with Gemini and so on. Now all of us start to hear about AI in the news from people and so on. So it started to become more popular than it was before. One thing here that is very interesting to understand is that AI is a part of a revolution that will change our societies. It will change the society that we live in, and it will change our lives in different ways. So we had, the scholars, they mentioned that it was 4 different industrial revolutions that revolutionized the way that we live. So as an example, you had the first industrial revolution that was in 1784 and after. It started in England. It was that they were able to make a mechanical production, railroads and steam power and so on. England was a quite backward country. It's a very small country. It's a very small country. But when they had the Industrial Revolution, they could start to mass produce things. So as an example, before the first Industrial Revolution, they used to, when you needed clothes, you made the clothes by hand. Now they could make clothes in factories. So the same work that one person does, you can make it in the factory like it's 50 persons working at the same time. So you can mass produce things. And this made England a very strong country. And it enabled them to colonize other countries. So one of the reasons that UK or the England were able to colonize Malaysia, as an example, was because of the Industrial Revolution. They had new opportunities to make new weapons and make new products and so on. So the Industrial Revolution leads to a lot of results. And it makes some countries stronger than other countries. And then you had the second Industrial Revolution with mass production. They invented electrical power and the assembly line and so on. And this made other countries very powerful too. As an example, USA. When they started factories in the USA, it started to become a very powerful country. So USA before that was not a powerful country. And then it started to become a powerful country. And now it's the most powerful country in the world. And then you had the third Industrial Revolution with automated production and electronics and computers. So they invented computers, and this became a new revolution. A new revolution in technology, but it also became a revolution for the countries that start to use these things. And this is what I want to talk about now. We have AI is a part of the 4th Industrial Revolution. The 4th Industrial Revolution that will lead to that the countries and the organizations and the people using AI will be much more powerful and influential than those who do not use AI. So there will become something that is called the AI divide, which I will talk about. Those who use AI and those who do not use AI. And we can see just the countries that have been going through these revolutions and those countries who did not go through the revolutions in the same way. We can see the difference in power between them. So we can see today that some countries are very, very powerful. And they can implement, they can spread their ideologies to other countries. And some other countries are not powerful. Rather, they are in need of other countries all of the time. So they are in need of their protection militarily, or in need of aid from these countries, and so on. So the strong countries can spread their ideas to the weaker countries. So it's very important to understand the relation between industry and ideas and how they are spread. I said as an example the other day to some brothers, we could take two continents, South America and North America. And I can ask you, which of the two continents have the most impact on Muslims here in Malaysia today? South America or North America? What do you say? Is it Uruguay and Bolivia that is affecting the youths today here? Or is it USA and Hollywood? What do you say? Uruguay? USA. Why? Because they are powerful. How did they become powerful? Through industry. So this enabled them to become powerful. It's not that they are from another planet, so they are much more powerful. No, they are human beings as other human beings. There's no difference as them being human beings and people in South America being human beings. All of us are human beings, but they used industry. They used new technology to become stronger, more powerful, and then to spread their ideas. So this leads us to what is called the AI divide. It refers to the growing disparities between individuals. Look at the three things that I'm mentioning here. Individuals, communities, and nations in their access to development of and benefits from artificial intelligence technologies. The divide mirrors and often amplifies existing social and economic inequalities. What do I mean here? We will see that those who use AI, the individuals, as you in here, when you use AI and another person do not use AI, there will be a difference between them. As an example, I, as a researcher, I use AI. I can write maybe 50 papers, can maybe write 10 or 15 books in a year. The other person who does use AI, maybe he will just write one book or 2 or 3 research papers and so on. So it will be a divide between human beings, those who use AI and those who do not use AI. And also communities or organizations and companies. So you will see companies that will use AI and companies who do not use AI. And those companies who use AI will become so powerful that they will blow out, they will take out the smaller companies. As an example today, one of the most powerful retail companies in the world is Amazon. Amazon is extremely powerful. When it goes into a country, it takes out the local market. Because why? They are using AI in the way that they are selling things, and they can take down the prices in this way. Of course, there are other things also, but this is one of the reasons how they become more powerful. So they know through AI exactly which kind of products you want to buy. So you went into Amazon and you wanted to buy one thing, and then you can see like other products that you can buy, and you start to buy this and this and that, and in the end you are sitting in your home, you can get everything that you want to your house instead of going to the local shops. This will lead, and it has led to many smaller shops will be out because these big companies are using AI, so it will be a divide here. Also, when it comes to nations, you will see that some nations, some countries will use AI. Specifically, we see United States and China right now. They're using AI in many different fields. So they are becoming even richer and even more powerful and so on. So the divide between rich countries and poorer countries, powerful countries and less powerful countries will be, it's big now, but it will become like this, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Because AI enables us to many advantages. So some countries will be much more powerful than others. So this is a statement by both Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, and Elon Musk, which is the head of many companies like Tesla and X, which was named by Twitter before, and other companies too. They say whoever masters AI will run the world. And this is CNN that says this is true. So these countries are already powerful, but they will become even more powerful than they were before. So you can see, I wrote this in Swedish. You can see how the economic impact of artificial intelligence in China, the economic impact will be $7 trillion. North America, $3.7 trillion. Northern Europe, $1.8 trillion. Southern Europe, $0.7 trillion. And then you have developed Asia, like Malaysia and other countries, $0.9 trillion. And Latin America, $0.5 trillion. And the rest of the world, $1.2 trillion. So you can see that some countries will become very, very rich, and money leads to power by using AI. We can also see that the global investment in AI, you can see that the countries that are exceeding in these things, United States, China, United Kingdom, Israel, Canada, India, Germany, France, South Korea, Singapore, Japan, Hong Kong, Switzerland, Australia, and Spain, they are investing huge amounts of money in the development of AI, which also will lead to these countries becoming more powerful. AI, like I said, is a part of a revolution, so it will have impact on many fields of our lives. It will have impact on medicine. You can use it to develop new form of medicine, and also it can be used for treatment. You can use it for treatment. You will even be able to do operations through robots. So you can sit in one country, it's a poor country, in another part of the world, they don't have people who are specialized in surgery, and they can make operations by robots using AI. It will be used in the military, and it's used already in the military. You can see in the war in Ukraine and the war between Russia and Ukraine, and Israel used it a lot in the war on Gaza right now. May Allah Azza wa Jal make it easy for our brothers and sisters in Gaza. Allahumma ameen. So they are using AI. Many of the attacks happening now in Gaza is used by AI, which gives them a technological overhand of the Muslims over there. It will be used in art, it will be used in research, it will be used in manufacturing, it will be used in marketing, it will be used in finance, it will be used in transportation, in drug manufacturing, in entertainment, in all places. So it's not just that AI is used in some specific fields. It will be used in a very, very broad sense, all over the place. So that's why it's so important for us to understand what it is and how we can use it in different ways. And AI will have an impact on us Muslims. We will be impacted of AI. And that's why it's so important here in this university, an Islamic university, to speak about this subject. So you can understand in the future how it will have impact on us and how it will have impact on our kids too, inshallah. So, when it comes to AI, there are many theological and ethical questions raised. When you see the AI, as an example, when you can see the AI, that it can create text, it can generate pictures and so on. It can talk to you almost like it's a human being. It raises theological questions. Is this a human? Is this, what is this? And from an Islamic point of view, is it responsible for its actions and so on? No, AI is not thinking for real. It does not really have intelligence. It's just a computer, it's just a tool. So it's not, in that way, responsible for its actions. It's not responsible for its actions. The one who is responsible is the one who is programming AI. But these things are things that you should think about, and it can also be interesting to have research and that you can have seminars and so on regarding these issues. Can AI be used to issue fatwas? As an example now, I can take all of the books in the Shafi'i madhab, or in the Hanafi madhab, or in all of the madhab together. And I can put them in the AI, and I will say to it, based on all of the opinions, all of the ahadith, all of the verses of the Quran, give me a fatwa in accordance to the Shafi'i madhab regarding this issue. And it can do it. It can do it. Is this acceptable? Can we accept these kind of fatwas or not? This is a question that we need to raise, and it's a question that we have to discuss. Can it be used as a help tool for muftis, or can it be used to give fatwa straight away? Can it improve our worship in different ways? The way we make Hajj, for an example. I know some organizations now working on AI applications for Hajj to help people in Hajj. Can it help us with our prayer? Can it help us to find Qibla? Can it help us with different things? So, can AI improve our worship or not? Can AI be used for military purposes? Is it allowed as a Muslim army to use AI robots in war or not? This is an issue that you need to consider. Can AI lead to the destruction of humanity? This is something that many people are afraid of. When they see AI, or they say, oh, they're going to be like Terminator robots, they're going to kill us all, and so on. So this is also something that we need to discuss, we as Muslims, and be a part of the conversation that is taking place right now, the discussion that is taking place right now in the world. So you can see many different influential thinkers, they are talking about these issues. They are raising these ethical concerns. Unfortunately, we don't see Muslims talking about these issues. We see that person who is an atheist or a Christian and so on. They are talking about these issues, these ethical issues and so on, but we don't see so many Muslims talking about these issues today. There are some, but not so many. There are also ethical aspects of AI. An example of the ethical aspects of AI is that it can have biases. So, as an example, you can use AI for job interviews. You can use AI for job interviews. So, think about a company. It's a big company. It wants to employ 100 persons. 10,000 people are applying for the job. Instead of having people screening them, interviewing them, which will take a lot of time, you can use AI applications that will do the job for you. And it will screen the different CVs and so on and take out which are the most suitable people. This can lead to bias. So if the person or those who programmed the AI has biases against some races, some ethnic backgrounds, against Muslims and so on, it might screen out people with those backgrounds. So it's important that we know about these things. And also when it comes to safety, if AI will start to act by itself and spread viruses in the computer world and so on, this can lead to a lot of problems. And we need a human oversight of everything. It should always be human beings responsible for what the AI do. So it does not start to work by itself and start to cause problems. And also that you use it in an ethical way. So you use it in an ethical way, in a way that is in accordance to the Islamic Sharia. As an example, you don't use it for cheating. Now, if you want, you have an exam. They want you to leave in something that you have to write in Arabic. You don't know Arabic. You write to it in Melayu. You say, please write something for me in Arabic, a poem, or my whole, the thing that the teacher wants me to write. And 1 minute later, you have, mashallah, tabarakallah, 10, 15 pages of information, and the teacher say, whoa, mashallah, you don't know Arabic, but still you can write all of these things. It seems that you are a very, very bright student. But it's not you. So is this ethically using AI or not? I will speak more about that later, inshallah. So, I want to ask you, how do you think AI can help us Muslims? How can we benefit from AI? Or how can you benefit from AI? You in this college, University, Islam Perlis. What do you think? Can you see any benefits from AI? Or is it just, this is something for someone else? Anyone seeing any benefit? Okay, you don't have to speak. I know the Malaysian people are very polite. That's what I've heard. So Malaysians don't like to raise their, say anything. They don't want to be the first person, so someone has to break the ice. Okay, can you raise your hands if you think AI can help you in any way? Just raise your hands. Okay, most people. Do you think that AI will not help you? Okay, khalas. I got somewhere. Okay, I can speak, inshallah ta'ala. You can discuss after, inshallah, after I go. How can AI help Muslims? AI can be used in Islamic studies and research. It can help us a lot when it comes to Islamic studies and research to find things very, very quickly. To find a huge amount, looking through a huge amount of information, and to help us also if we want to write something, want to write an article, it can help us to correct the texts, to help us to improve in our writing, and so on. AI can be used to translate Islamic content. As an example, you have a book in Arabic, you want to translate it to Melayu. Or you wrote a book, mashallah, Malaysian language, and you want to spread it to English. You want to spread it to Arabic. You want to spread it to 20 different languages. Now you can do it. You have an article, you have a web page, you want to make da'wah. You can translate videos. You can take my video now that I'm speaking now. You can take it through programs, and it's like I'm speaking. It will even change my lips to 40 different languages. So Abdullah As-Sueidi is speaking Chinese, and Abdullah As-Sueidi is speaking Japanese, and Abdullah As-Sueidi is speaking, and so on. This is what you can do right now. AI can be used in da'wah, and I'll speak about that more specifically later. We can spread the message of Islam to people all around the world by using AI in a way that was impossible before. Just as I took it as an example, I can now spread this lecture to 40 or 50 languages. I can write an article and I can translate it to 50, 60, 70 languages and spread it all around the world. So this is something unique that we can do. And I can generate content, I can generate pictures, I can generate videos in the matter of a few seconds or minutes, and then we can spread the content. AI can help productivity for Islamic organizations. As an example, Kolej, Universiti, Islam Perlis. They want to improve. They want to improve in their organizational structure. You go back to your country, you go back to your city, you want to start up an Islamic organization, you want to generate ideas, you want to write a curriculum, and so on. You can use AI to do things much more effectively. It can help in personalized education. As an example, you come here, you want to learn Arabic. You want to learn Arabic. Let's take an example here. Can you share internet? Do you share internet with me? Okay. Let's see what we can do. See with OpenAI. if it works or not. Can you speak Melayu?
Yes, I can understand and communicate in Malay. How can I assist you with it?
Can you say, how are you in Melayu?
Sure, how are you? In Malay is apa kabar.
Apa kabar, nice. Okay, so I can learn now. I can use it, okay, it's okay, thank you. I can use it to learn Melayu, very easily. And I can use it to learn Arabic. I can have a personal education. So we have some students here, what I heard, mashallah, you come from other countries. Now you're going into the shop, you say, Salaam alaikum wa alaikum salam. I want, ما في English. Okay. تتكلم عربي؟ ما في عربي. Oh, what you going to do? Now, you can learn. You can use this. So you can much more easily communicate with people. You can use it for personalized education. You want to learn about some concepts. You want to learn how to very easily understand some concepts in science, in maths. You can take your kids to have a personalized teacher in maths. Even if you don't know maths, you don't know science and so on, it can help your kids to learn these things, inshallah. AI can help for media and social media purposes in many different ways. And it can help employees to be more effective. So now you go to your job, you're going to work 7 hours a day, 8 hours a day. You can finish the work if you use AI in some, it's not in all fields of course, but in some fields, maybe you can finish your work in 1 hour, except of 8 hours. So you can be more and more productive, so you can do the jobs for many people. What we can see right now in the world, what is happening, is that we are turning more and more to what is called gig economy, okay? So many companies, they don't want to employ people, it costs them a lot of money, social insurances, and so on and so on. So people, they come as consults or advisors, they come as taking a specific job. So instead of Kolej, Universiti Islamic Perlis, they want someone doing something in IT. They don't have to employ a person. They work with another company who's doing that specific gig. What is happening right now with AI is that I, as a person, if I have my own company, I can work with 10 different things. I can do the job of 10 different persons. That means that I can have a salary that is 10 times higher than other people, which will also lead to a lot of people will be out of work. They will not have work. Why? Because we have a person that learned how to use AI who is doing all of these things, and other people who do not use AI, they're sitting in their homes and saying, where is there's no jobs. Other people, they're doing 10 jobs at the same time because they know how to implement these things. So this is what I'm talking about. You are now studying in a university. You will go out and work in the future. You can find through gig economy, as an example, even if you say, oh, now I'm living here in my village, there are not many job opportunities. Job opportunities are not just in your village today. Job opportunities are out in the internet, and the internet is all around the world. You can do jobs all around the world from your house when you use a computer, and especially if you use AI. So this is one of the implications that can help you. Even if you live in a place where there are a lot of, there are not so many jobs and so on, you have some problems, you can't find work, through the gig economy, you can find work even if everyone around you does not have work. And AI can help Muslim companies to develop. You start a company and you can develop a business plan, you can develop ideas, you can develop a lot of content and so on through using AI. Are you tired? Should I take a rest? It's okay. Is it interesting? Okay, good. You're very polite. Jazakallah khair. Okay, let's go into an issue that is now I've been talking about AI and talking about China and economy and $7 trillion. And you're sitting there, okay, I don't have $7 trillion. This is far away. How can I use AI? I want to use AI now. How can I do it? Okay, let's go into stages of acquiring knowledge in Islamic history. This is very important. Because now we can see some Muslims, they prefer to study knowledge in a very traditional way, which is good. But I will mention the different stages, how Islam was spread, the knowledge about Islam was spread throughout Islamic history. So we can see in the days of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sahaba, how did they spread knowledge? Did they used to have books, computers, AI? No. How did they spread knowledge? Through mouth by mouth. Lectures, sitting down, talking. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned a hadith. Abu Hurairah heard the hadith. He mentioned it to a tabi'i and so on. It spread word by word, mouth by mouth. Okay? This is how it was spread. This is something that we still use today. Now I'm giving this lecture. I'm using some computers and so on, but still, you can still use that way to spread knowledge, mouth, by talking. The thing that is good when it comes to this type of teaching is that it will lead you to memorization, because you have to memorize what is mentioned, and it will lead you to tarbiyah. So when you have these halaqat with teachers, they can give you tarbiyah. They can mention to you what is correct and what is not correct, and they can give you tazkiyat al-nufus, akhlaq, how to deal with knowledge, to be a better Muslim, and so on and so on. This is something that we get from these halaqat. And then what happened? They saw that knowledge started to disappear because someone, he memorized a lot of ahadith, as an example. Then he died. Okay, he mentioned some of the ahadith to his students, but maybe he did not mention all of them. So the knowledge died with him. So what did they start to do? They started to write down the knowledge. Write it down in books so it could be preserved. This was very good because the knowledge was preserved through ahadith. Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, and all of the books of fiqh and so on. It's not preserved. But it was a problem. It's a problem here. Why? You don't get the tarbiyah aspect in the same way. Sitting down with the ustad, sitting down with your teacher, him or her saying to you what is right, what is wrong, what you should do, what you should think about, adab, akhlaq, and so on, it can lead to ta'alum. Ta'alum means someone thinks that he knows something or he does not know. Someone who's reading books that is much over his level. So he sits down and starts to talk about different things that he does not really understand. When you have the first kind of education, you can go step by step. But this is not really the way when it comes to books. So there are benefits, but there can also be some things that are not that beneficial. The first books were written down by hand, which meant that I have a book now. I go to one of the brothers, I see a book, 200 pages. Either I have someone writing it down for me, or I take the whole book, I sit down and I write down the whole book, everything. I'm looking like this, I'm looking like this, I'm looking like this. This can be very beneficial because now I have not only read the whole book, I wrote down the whole book. So I can memorize the whole book in that way. I can learn from the book in that way. Then the printing press came. So you can mass produce books. So I take a book, I write the book, I produce it in 1,000 copies, and I distribute it. Alhamdulillah, very good, we can reach out to more people. But at the same time, you can come home to people nowadays, like my own house, and you see, mashallah, maybe 1,000 books. You say, the first thing people say, oh, you read all of these books? Not really. Okay, but why do you have 1,000 books at home? Inshallah, I will read them someday. It was not like that before. Before, if you had a book, you had few books, but you read the books. You understood the books. You memorized the books. Now you have thousands of books, but you don't read the books. Maybe you open up a book here, a book there, and so on. So there are benefits, and there are things that are not that beneficial. And then we came to the new stage, which is transition of the books to a digital content. As an example, I don't know if you know Maktaba Shamila, which is a very, very famous program. It has thousands of books written down. So what can happen now? I want to find a specific hadith. I'm looking for a specific hadith, and I can find it in 1 minute. Before, what did I have to do? I have to go to Sahih Bukhari, open up and look, Sahih Muslim, look. When I did that, I learned a lot of things on the way. I'm opening up a book and so on. It's very easy. It's very hard to find the hadith, but I'm finding new things on the way. Nowadays, you can find the hadith even through Google. So, oh, what is this hadith? I found it. Alhamdulillah. Easy. This can be a problem because nowadays we see some master thesis and some PhD thesis. What do the students do? They go into Maktaba Shamila and they have this very nice Control C button and then Control V. You take copy and then you take paste. So they go in and they take this 10 pages, I put it there, 10 pages, and they go, Ustad, alhamdulillah, I finished my master's. Oh, mashallah, that quick. Yes, alhamdulillah. Okay, but where do you take it from? Well, so what happened? Some students, they took parts of the books. They don't read the books. They just take it from Shamila. As an example, Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, is a big scholar. He is mentioning views from people from other religions and people from other sects and so on. And they only take, okay, Ibn Taymiyyah is inside of the book, copy, paste, and they are attributing things to Ibn Taymiyyah or to other scholars that are totally against Ibn Taymiyyah. He is just quoting these things and they're saying, Qala Ibn Taymiyyah, and they're saying that it's him that is saying it. Why? Because they don't even read the books anymore. You have Maktaba Shamila that made everything simple for you. It's good, alhamdulillah, it's easy. Sometimes you don't have time, so it's good. But at the same time, it can lead to things that are not beneficial too. And now we're in the fifth stage, which is the emergence of generative artificial intelligence. You can write a whole article in 2 or 3 minutes. You can write a book maybe in 1 day, which can be good if you want to make for some dawah purposes. You want to spread Islam. You want to spread it in different languages. But it can be a problem if this is the way that students in Kolej, Universiti or Islam Perlis starts to write their own master thesis. Because the teacher do not want an AI-generated master thesis. They don't want a ChatGPT master thesis. They want your master thesis. So maybe you can use it to correct your language, to find things and so on, but you can't take it to copy things. So it seems that it's you who are doing things that you're not really doing. So I will mention some of the comparison of the strengths of humans and artificial intelligence in Islamic research. Look at the AI-generated picture. What do you think? It's a Malaysian sitting with an AI. Yeah. I did the same thing in Saudi Arabia. He was wearing a red shimar. But I said, no. This is not, I cannot take the same picture. This is a Malaysian lecture. So I have to, and inshallah I will have a picture of a sister after that, inshallah ta'ala. So it's for the ladies too, inshallah ta'ala. So it's an AI-generated picture here. So what are the strengths of humans? Responsibility. We are responsible. It's not the AI. The AI is just a tool. We are responsible in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when it comes to how we use things, when we do research and so on. We are responsible and not the AI. We have control over the AI, and the AI does not have control over us. We say to ChatGPT or to Gemini, to Cloud, we say to it, do this and this and this and that, and I say, okay, سمعنا وأطعنا, Bismillah, I do what you want. It's not the AI who is responsible for us. We are responsible for it. We control it. We have a contextual understanding. We understand the world that we are living in. AI doesn't understand the world. AI just answers what you asks it to do. It does not really have an understanding what's going on around it. So you have to explain to it what you do. It doesn't have a moral sense. We as human beings, we have moral sense. We can take ethical decisions to do what we want. So as an example, if someone, وَعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, wants to cheat, he wants to make, is writing his bachelor thesis or his master thesis in a way that he is cheating. It's not on the AI. You can't blame the AI. Some people, they like to blame others. They say, I didn't do it. It was the AI who did it. No, you did it. It's not the responsibility of the AI. You have ethical considerations, how you are using it. And also, as an example, when it comes to giving fatwa with AI, using it and so on, AI does not have empathy. It doesn't care about you. It can make it look like it cares about me. It can say, oh, I'm sorry and so on, but it doesn't care about you. It's just a computer. It doesn't care about you, but human beings care. And it can't distinguish what is right and wrong. So as an example, you can say to the AI, say, tell me the evidences for Islam being the truth. It comes out. Okay, tell me the evidence that Christianity is the truth. It will say. It doesn't know what is right and wrong. It just do what you say it to do. So it doesn't have an understanding of what is correct and not correct. Okay, someone might say, okay, khalas, we know. Humans, we are stronger than AI, alhamdulillah. So we don't need AI. No, you need AI. AI can be very good too. AI can handle a vast amount of information. As an example, if you go into GPT now, ChatGPT, they have different GPTs there that you can use. So you have the general information that ChatGPT has, and then they have different forms of GPTs that you can use. They have access to other information than ChatGPT itself. One of these is called Consensus. There are many like it, but one of them is called Consensus. It has access to 200 million scientific articles. So I ask it, I want the latest research on cancer, something like that. I want the latest research on Islam and AI and so on. It looks through it in a couple of seconds, looking through 200 million research papers. How can we do that ourselves? It's impossible. Just think about it. If you go to a library, you see 200 million research articles. How long would it take to go through it? This takes a second for it. So it's very quick and very efficient too. It can be very, very quick to get you the information that you need. Even if you use generative AI to write an article, if you would write the article yourself, you're sitting there and thinking, and so on and so on, it writes it like this, and it's finished. Continuous operation. It can continue and continue and continue to work. If you program it in different ways, it can continue to work, but people, they get tired. But AI can continue to work. Multiply applications. You can use it in many different ways. As an example, if you do Islamic research, you can use it to generate new ideas, generate new titles for the research that you're doing, to find information, to find sources, to write it, to correct the language and so on, translate it to other languages. You can use it in many different applications. So what I think that we should do is that we try to combine the strengths of humans and the strengths of artificial intelligence. You use it, but you are responsible. You use it in an ethical way. You know what is good and what is bad. And you use it in a way that is in accordance to the rules in the institutions that you're studying in, and so on. This is a quite funny picture. In Sweden, my country, when students graduate from high school, what do? They go on, they rent like big cars, and they go around and they have like different pictures and so on. They say, oh, I graduated from high school, blah, 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 blah. So one of these guys, he took this and he said, thank you, ChatGPT, for our grades. So this person graduated and he used ChatGPT to get his grades. So this leads us to some ethical issues and questions raised for students to use AI. You should use AI for learning and development. You can learn from AI. You can take benefit from AI. But do not use it in a prohibited way of the university. And it's important that you, who are responsible for the university, update the rules regarding AI. So you have clear rules for the students. This is allowed, this is not allowed. This is what you can use AI for, this is what you cannot use AI for. Because if it's not clear for students, you will see that it will lead to someone say, oh, you're using it in this way, you couldn't use it. It has to be clear. You have to have clear-cut rules when you can use AI and when you cannot use AI. And the students have to apply to that. Try to learn about AI. Try to continuously learn about new things, how you can use AI. Avoid any form of cheating with AI. Do never cheat with AI in any way that can be cheating. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man ghasha falaysa minna." Whoever cheats is not from us. And learn the ethical guidelines when it comes to AI and research. There are a lot of articles and books and so on about AI ethics, but unfortunately we don't see so much about that in the Muslim world. There are many books written about that in the Western world, but we don't see so much in the Muslim world. But this is something that we should learn about more. And use AI in a way that can benefit Muslims and humanity. You can use it to benefit and don't use it to harm others. Use it to benefit yourself. Use it to benefit other Muslims. Use it in a way that you can spread Islam to other parts of humanity and so on. Okay. Now I took a AI picture of an African brother also, so we can have everyone can feel that he's included, inshallah ta'ala. Using AI in dawah. How can we use AI in dawah? Have any one of you used AI in dawah? Raise your hands. You are so polite, so you won't say it. So raise your hands. No one? Okay. Have you heard about web scraping? You heard about web scraping? Okay. So what is web scraping? It can be used in many different ways, but one of the ways that you can use web scraping, as an example, you want to make dawah in Perlis, okay? You want to reach out to the youth of Perlis. How can we reach out to the youth of Perlis? What are the youth of Perlis talking about? What are they thinking about? What are the trends? What are the things, the ways that we can reach out to them? What can you do? Okay, the youth of Perlis, what are they doing? Are they using Twitter? Are they using Facebook? Instagram, TikTok, you know it. You can use programs now that can analyze the trends right now. What are people talking about? What are people thinking about? What are the new trends? What are the new problems? What are the new ways that we can reach out to them? So we can analyze people inside of this area in Malaysia and a whole, in the world. Of course, when it's much bigger, it requires bigger programs and so on. We can take specific areas and you can analyze the trends. Okay, so and so many people are using AI here and they are of these ages. They are using social media. This is what they are talking about and so on. So you can get a better understanding of the society that you're living. And then you can create an audience-specific content. You see that a lot of people here maybe not here, but another place, they have problems with divorce, or if they're older, or they have problems not finding someone to marry, or they have problems with depression, or they have problems finding answers to existential questions, and so on. Okay, you know, this is what people are thinking about right now, in this country, in this place. Then I can generate content that is appropriate for reaching out to them. Let's think in another way. You want to reach out, dawah, you're thinking about now, I'm going to make dawah in Vietnam. Vietnam, it's just 0.something% of Muslims there. 99% are non-Muslims. I want to make dawah in Vietnam in the future. Okay, what are Vietnamese people thinking about? What are they talking about? How can we reach out to them? You use web scraping, understand the people, understand what they are talking about, understand what is important for them, and then you can generate content in accordance to what is audience, what is specific for that audience. And then you can optimize the content for SEO, search engine optimization. So if they search for things on YouTube, on Google, and so on, you will become the first web page that you have. So when they search what's the meaning of life, what happens after death, who is God, and so on, your web page will be number one. You can do that by using AI to optimize your content. And you can also use AI to program dawah chatbots. So they come into pages. This is how some organizations are using AI. Okay, this requires a lot of technology and people that are specialized, but they are using AI bots that when they first come into the pages, that they say, oh, I'm interested about the meaning of life. Go into the web page, it says, ahlan wa sahlan, salamat datang, you're welcome here, and so on, and it can start to talk to them. This is a way that you can do dawah today, and some of these organizations, tens of thousands of people are converted through these organizations. You can use it to counter misinformation about Islam with bots. So on social media, you can program bots. You can program different accounts. It seems that it's human beings talking, but it's actually programs, AI programs that are talking. AI driven. It seems that it's persons, but it's really AI working, and it can counter misinformation about Islam in different languages to reach out to people that are spreading lies about Islam and so on. You can craft images that are highly captivating to onlookers, so people feel that they want to look at it. You can make different like pictures when people go into YouTube videos, when you have for your Facebook, we have for Instagram and so on, that can be based on AI. You can make multilingual outreach in text and video. So you make a video, film a video, you use an AI program, and you can translate that video to 40 languages. So it seems that you are talking in Chinese, you're talking in Vietnamese, you're talking in Korean, and so on, so you can reach out to people in these different languages. Extracting logical fallacies from anti-Islamic content. You see, an article has been written, social media, in media about Islam, accusing Islam of things. You take the article, you put it in the AI, you say extract all of the logical fallacies, all of the mistakes in this article, zoom, everything, you have it, and then you can write a counter article to counter that narrative that has been spread. Look, we have a sister here, inshallah. You can use AI in education. You see also the Malaysian flag that I put there? It's very specific for you, alhamdulillah. So how can you use AI in education? You can use it for translating books and lectures of scholars. You can take books that you want to translate from other languages. You can translate it to Malay, you can translate it to English, you can translate it. You have books in Malay that you want to spread to other languages, to Chinese, to other languages, and so on. You can take those books and you can translate it to those other languages. You can write books. You want to write a book for your school, for your university or anything else. You want to write a text, you can use it. You can use AI for that. You can make personalized educational platforms using AI also. That you can have a platform. As an example, you can make a platform, an Arabic teaching platform or learning platform. And you can have a personalized teacher. So the student goes in and it says, I'm very bad in Arabic, Arabi ma fi ma'loom, this kind of like Arabic. So it starts to teach you how to learn Arabic step by step, and it corrects the things when you're saying that is wrong. I can see if it will correct me if I speak. Just take a second here. Is it correct to say Apu Kipar in Malay?
In Malawi, the common languages are Chichewa and English. In Chichewa, you can say, how are you? As Mulibwanji.
Apu Kapa, how do I say it?
It seems like you might be referring to a greeting in another dialect or variation.
Apu Kabar, I'm saying
However,
Apu Kabar.
in Chichewa, the standard way to say, how are you?
Ala kulli hal.
If you have more context or a specific dialect in mind.
Yeah, you can speak to it, and it can correct you. So you can have it like this. Yeah, it's quite fun. You can also use it for virtual and augmented reality. I don't know, it might be too complex to go into it now. You can create curriculums and lesson plans. You're a teacher, you become a teacher in the school of Perlis, and they say to you, you have to write a lesson plan. You're going to teach about this subject and so on. You have to create a lesson plan. It takes you a couple of seconds, and inshallah ta'ala, you have finished the lesson plans. You can create visual aids for education. As an example, I have this lecture now. You want some visual aids. You don't just want a PowerPoint that is that I'm just sitting here and talking like this. You want a PowerPoint. You want some nice pictures. You can use AI for that. You can use it for preparing lectures also, the content that you want in lectures. You can use it for creating audiobooks. So I can take a book and I can put it in the AI and it becomes an audiobook. So you can listen to the whole book. It's very good for people who are blind, as an example, or have other disabilities. So you can help it in that way. Okay, I have talked a lot. So I will start to finish, inshallah ta'ala. I will just mention this, which is very important for you. How will AI impact the job market? You are students now in the university. You will go out to the job market. So we can see that this is the share of full-time equivalent employment exposed by automation of AI. So you can see in some countries, more jobs will be automated than in other countries. In Hong Kong, usually countries that are more developed in IT will be more exposed to automated jobs, which can lead to job loss. So in Hong Kong, they say it's almost 30% of all jobs will be automated. In my country, Sweden, it's about 25%. 25% the people that might lose their jobs because of AI. I can take an example. A person that I know in Sweden is working for a big company. They got an email in the morning, and it says that after 2 hours, you will get another email that say if you will get fired or not. 2 hours later, 2,000 people lost their jobs on that company. What was the reason? The reason the job started to automate jobs through AI. So 2,000 people in one day lost their jobs in that company. Of course, these people have families, these people have things to so on. So this will have a great impact on the job market. But other people, they continue to work because they have developed skills that can make the company, they can help the company and so on. And this company made a lot of gain that year. So they made money that year. It was not that they were losing money, they made money, but they had the chance to optimize. This is how much the generative AI will have in the job market, how much money it will generate. So it will be Now we are in 2024, $322 million, and it will go up in the coming years to over 1 billion, no, using the generative AI. Yeah, it will be, the market will grow at a CAGR, it will grow by 18.9% until 2032. So it will have a huge impact on the job market. Yeah, any questions about the lecture? Do you have any questions? Anything that you're thinking about? You are polite, but you don't need to be so polite now, so you can ask questions if you need. Inshallah, anything you're thinking about? Should I ask you? Yeah.
But then we are also feeding the information that we have into those
Yes.
data sets. And with that also, if we start using AI at personal level, our personal information is also being fed into that system. How do you see, based on your research, the best way to kind of overcome this as a developing market or developing country that's more Muslim-centric, using the infrastructure that
it's a very good question when it comes to privacy and so on. I think that everyone should think about what they share on the internet in general, because in general, when you send something on WhatsApp, when you send something on email, you should bear in mind that it can be surveilled and it can be used in different purposes. So we know through like Edward Snowden, when he was talking about NSA and how they surveil and so on, surveillance is occurring all of the time. And the same thing probably when it also on Facebook and other like places. So when you share information on the internet in general, you should always think about what you're sharing. And when you use OpenAI, you use Google or so on, you should also think about the information that you give it. But at the same time, I don't think that you should be over paranoid, because it seems that even though they stock on this information and they have this information, how does it impact you? Like, when will it start to impact you as a person? As an example, Edward Snowden, he exposed the NSA scandal. Okay, they are listening to all of our talks and so on. Okay, how did it impact me the last 10 years? They have continued with that. Nothing. If you are so scared all of the time, no, I can say anything on phone, I can have anything on phone, it would just lead you to limitations in your life. So I think that you should be aware, that's one thing, but at the same time, you should also think, how much can it really impact me? Okay, they store the information somewhere, but after, I benefit from it now. I can benefit from it. So I think that's one thing. And the other thing, so I think it's very important that Muslim countries develop their own LLMs, so they have their own large language models. I know that in Saudi Arabia they're doing it now. They have a similar kind of ChatGPT called Allam. That will be specific for the Arabic language. It will not be like ChatGPT and so on, but alhamdulillah, I think it's a good step that we can see a Muslim country doing it. I don't know about Malaysia, maybe you do it or not. I hope that more Muslim countries will do it, because you can take an example. This company, OpenAI. How many people do you think work in OpenAI? It's a company that people all around the world, they use ChatGPT. It's 700 people working there. So it's not like a huge company with people like, it started as a company with 6 people. And I think that the minority complex that many Muslims have is like, oh, they can do it because they're over there. No, I think we can also do it. You can even see in these companies most of the people, or many of the people, are not really Americans. And they're not Americans. They are from other countries. They take the brain drain from other countries and they take the best people to do these things. So I think that all these things are manageable and it will be good that Muslim countries do their own LLMs, but inshallah. Barakallahu fikum. Any other questions? Yeah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My name is Nasrullah.
Hayakallah, Nasrullah.
I have two questions for you.
Okay.
We know that AI is capable of generating various things based on the data is lightweight. In fact, sometimes things produced are very similar to the real object. For example, it's a bit silly. For example, AI can generate images of women not covering aura or dressed appropriately, so on. My question is there any ruling or fatwa regarding viewing such images? Second question is there any council, Islamic council or organization that monitors the development of AI and provides fatwas and or rulings in perspective of an Islamic perspective?
Very good questions. I think I will answer the first question, the second question before the first question. The problem with AI is that it has a very rapid development. It's so quick and it's new applications all of the time, which leads to research about AI is not complying to the new developments. So usually when you make research, you write an article, it can take 1 or 2 years for you to get it published, which leads to that when you get it published, a lot of things had happened during the time. The same thing applies to legal issues. So new laws are coming, but they don't follow the development of AI. So they start to draft new laws in countries, and it becomes behind, and new developments happen in AI, so it does not, the new laws do not apply to AI. The same thing, and even, almost I can say worse, when it comes to fatwas. Why? Because until now, there are it's not enough Muslims that are learned in Islamic sciences that have, what I've seen, that are interested and learned in AI. So we don't really see that the fatwas are coping with the development. And if you can see, maybe fatwas, you will see like one scholar is mentioning this and one scholar is mentioning that and so on. But the broader councils of fatwas and so on, I haven't seen that they are really coping to the development that we're seeing right now. And this is a big problem. And this is also, like you mentioned, now you asked a specific question. Specific questions of looking at women on AI generated. They could take like this picture that I had before. This is made from a sister from behind. Okay, it's not here anymore. But if it would be, this is an AI generated picture. It's not a real human being. If it would be a woman that is without proper clothing, would it be allowed to look at that or not? This requires, of course, fatwa in the issue. I would say personally like this, no, it's the same thing. It leads to the same kind of mafasid that you are doing, same kind of bad things. Even if you look at a cartoon picture or so, you shouldn't look to things that leads to the same things that if you would look to a real woman. But is this a fatwa? No, this is my personal opinion on the thing. To give a real fatwa, then you need fatwa councils going through it. Do I see that fatwa councils are studying these issues, issuing fatwas about it? I've seen some conferences about AI. They have produced some articles about it and so on. But what I've seen in these conferences until now is that they are talking in a very general way. So you can see some articles that have been written in these conferences. It's like, oh, you see in research 30 pages about using AI and so on, so on, so on. And they are talking about a lot of other things. The history of AI and this happened, da, 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 da. a lot of things, but they don't come down to the core issue. I want specific things. And I think the reason is that many of those who speak about the issue are not really, they don't really understand the issue as much as you should. So I hope, inshallah, you are in an Islamic university, you will have people that are more specialized in these issues, inshallah ta'ala. Yeah. Any sisters got questions? If the Malaysian people are polite, you are even more polite, mashallah. If you have a question, you can take it after. Yeah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My name is Muhammad Sadiq, and I study computer science.
I don't really hear you that well. Can you
My
raise
name
your
is-
voice a bit?
My name is Muhammad Sadiq, and
Muhammad
I study
Sadiq, okay.
yes, computer science.
Computer science.
Yes.
Oh, mashallah. Here in the
Yes,
university?
College University, Islam Perlis.
Okay.
Yeah. So my question is regarding the job market. So as
The
you
job
said-
market, okay.
Yeah. As you said earlier, you said AI is expected to grow 18% plus in the next coming years, and actually we don't know how advanced it might be in the coming years. And as we can
Can
see
you try
nowadays,
to a bit higher? It's very, very hard to hear. Do you have another microphone or anything? Okay.
okay. So and
Yes,
as we can
good.
see presently,
Yeah.
many companies are laying off their employees and implementing AI
Yeah.
for basic tasks, maybe. So my question is, how do you think we can stand out and remain competitive in the job market? Because even without AI, the job market is competitive. And now with AI advancing, it will be more competitive in the coming years and will affect people economically. So how do you think we can stand out in this situation and still remain competitive in the job market and secure good jobs for ourselves?
Very good question. Very, very good question. Allahumma barik. So he was asking, if you didn't hear, he was asking about the job market is competitive. It's hard already, and it will become even harder with AI. So how can we cope with these things? I think that we can see two different things here. One of them is that you look for a field to work in that will not be replaced by AI. Okay, this is one solution for a person. So as an example, if you would work as a farmer in the rice fields, it will probably not be replaced by AI. And this is something that is quite funny, that that the oldest forms of work will not be replaced by AI, but the newest form of work will be replaced by AI. So being a farmer will not be replaced by AI, probably, but being a computer scientist kind of programmer, it might be replaced by AI. So one thing, if a person is afraid of that, is that he can look at the job market, and what people that are studying the job market say that these jobs, we say like 100 different jobs, will not be affected of the AI by the AI development. So you choose one of these fields. That's one thing they can do. The other thing that you can do, no, I want to stay in computer science. I want to stay in these kind of fields that will be affected of AI. I think that the only solution that you can have, as an example, you can be an imam also, inshallah. Imam, inshallah, no robots will take the imam role, inshallah. No khutbahs by robots, inshallah. Yeah, but the other one is you go into these fields. But then you have to, one of the most important things that you have to do is to cope with AI, learn about AI, be reading about the development of the job market. So you always cope up to the new things. You always read the news. You know what is new. You know the new ways that you can navigate in the job market. Because if you don't do that, you will lose your job probably, and you don't even know about it. So I think that's very important. Because AI will make people lose their jobs, but it will create many new jobs too. So it's not like all people are going to lose their job. There are going to be new jobs. I even read a report that mentioned that 60% of the kids in kindergarten today will work with jobs that do not exist today. So there are jobs that do not exist today, that they will work with. So there will be new jobs, but you have to know what the new kind of fields that you can work in will be, inshallah ta'ala. The problem is with AI is that the new jobs usually needs a lot of specialization. So you need to be, you need to learn a lot of new things. Before, I talked about the industrial revolutions, people went from being farmers to working in a factory. Being a farmer and then working in a factory, it's not a big jump, you know. It's not so, okay, you learn new skills and so on, what to do, but it's not so hard. Going from being a farmer to being an AI developer, that's a very big jump. So the jump will be much bigger, and it will be an information-based job market. So you have to learn more, or intellectually based job markets, you have to study and learn more. So it's very important that you always try to develop yourself. And alhamdulillah, you can see now you have many online platforms that you can go to AI courses and so on, like Coursera, edX, and other platforms that you can learn AI. You can take AI courses for a small amount of money. It's like less than, pay maybe $50, $40 and so on to take a course. It doesn't cost you much, but you can learn new things and it can be good for your CV and so on. No. Any other questions? Yeah, over there. Just to look with the organizers.
Thank you, organizers. Assalamualaikum, Sheikh.
Yes.
My name is Hakim.
Hakim.
And my question is about the security concerns. Before that, I want to raise some news that I have read. I believe that recently, some countries such as Italy, they had temporarily banned the users of AI. We take ChatGPT, for example, because they receive reports by their citizens because of the data breach or the allegations of data privacy concerns by their citizens. And same goes to France. They had to review again their formal SOPs before allow the ChatGPT users in their country. I don't know much how Islamic countries such as Iran, Qatar respond to ChatGPT, because we know the ChatGPT itself operating in America. But my question is, how do you see how serious the security concerns we should realize before we use AI? That's my question. Sheikh, thank you.
Yeah. It's also like how serious the concerns are. To be honest, it's very hard to really know. It's very hard to really know. Because if you can say, okay, I'm going to go back to the experts. Okay, the experts will say different things. Even when it comes to, will AI lead to the destruction of humanity? You see some experts say, yeah, it's 95% sure we're all going to get, they're going to kill us all. And some others say, no, there's no concern at all, don't care. And all of them are experts. So the problem is when you look at security concerns, if you would ask Sam Altman, he'd say, don't be afraid, the OpenAI. But if you will ask someone else who does not like Sam Altman, he will say, no, there are many concerns and so on. So it's very hard to navigate and to know what is really true here. What I see is that I think that you should use it. I think that you should take benefit from it, but you should do it and you should be careful. You should be careful what kind of, if it's very private information that you put in it, you should rethink it maybe. But if it's like how I can write an article and so on, I can't really see how it can be used against you in the future. So I don't really see the security concerns. Of course, if it's like states, we say like a state, they have their police or security agencies and so on, that they put in state security information in the ChatGPT. That's, of course, that's a big problem because these are very sensitive things. But I don't really think that Sam Altman and the guys over there really cares about someone like me and you writing an article, to be honest. So maybe for states, yeah. Maybe for like diplomacy issues, yeah. For these kind of things, I don't really think so. Allahu alam. Allah knows best. I think I took a lot of your time. Jazakumullah. Okay. Yes? Yes. Okay, very good questions. Thank you very much. I think, yeah, when it comes to interface, for me even talking to them and having a discussion with them, I can take benefit from AI and I can ask questions to it so I can get a deeper understanding of it. And you can even use it as an example. You say, before you're preparing for an interfaith dialogue, you write to it, I want you to be a Taoist now. And I'm a Muslim. I'm going to discuss with you, and you're going to answer like you are a Taoist, I don't know what to have, monk or priest or so on. And it will do it. So you can prepare yourself for the interfaith dialogue by making the AI take the role as a monk, as an example. So this can help you to prepare for the discussion. And I think that can be very beneficial in that way. The other question was, just remind me? Just say that.
What are the theological concerns that rise?
Yeah, the theological, yeah. So AI, as ChatGPT and so on, is based, it really took all of the information almost on the internet, okay? So the information on the internet can be true and it can be false. The information that ChatGPT and so on has about scientific issues, mathematical issues, are usually much more accurate than theological issues. So using it in theology, you have to be very careful because you don't really know where it took the information from. But still, what you can do is that you upload certain books. You take a couple of books in Aqidah, for an example, and you say, I want you to answer your question based on these books. And it will only answer your questions based on these Aqidah books. And it will not take information from other books and other information. So this can help you to limit these kind of concerns if you want it. But in the end of the day, it's just a tool. You can't rely on it 100%. In any way, yeah, you can take benefit from it, but you can't rely on it 100%. Yeah. Barakallahu fikum. No questions from sisters at all. It's okay, but I'm just commenting on it. Yeah. Father.
My name is Tajuk. Good morning, sir. My question is there any effect in engineering process now because of AI? From now, I just using AI for asking questions, asking some kind of programming code. In future, maybe it's possible we might lose the job.
In engineering?
Most of engineering work using by manpower and manual work. Is there any possible?
Yeah, a part of the fourth industrial revolution is not only the development of AI, it's also development of robotics. So they're developing robots to do a lot of the work that humans used to do before. They have it already. If you go to like a car industry, you will see that robots do a lot of the jobs that people used to do before, and they are developing more and more different robots that can do jobs that humans used to do before. Until now, you don't see them so much, the robots, in many different jobs. So if you go to like customer service and so on, you will not see a robot sitting in front of you. Maybe if you use it through the internet, you will see them, but you don't see robots so much in society. So I think that the development has not really reached there until now, when robots would do that kind of jobs. But I think that AI can help a lot when it comes to engineering in general, because engineering is based on mathematics a lot, and AI is very good at maths. So you can use it in many different ways in engineering. So I think that many of the things that engineers are doing right now, that takes a long time to do things with maths and so on, I think that AI can be more efficient, and it might lead a company that has 10 engineers employed will only have 2 engineers employed that are using AI. So it might lead to a job loss when it comes to that part of engineering, But when it comes to the work that you're doing with your hands, I think it will take quite a long time before robots will take over these parts of the work. Wallahu alam. Yeah.
One more, sir. Why many countries use AI for what? Because I read some reports in Russia, Ukraine, and Israel for Palestine war. They use AI in writing drones. Why they mainly use for defense for nothing?
Yeah, it's used. There was an Israeli newspapers that are anti-government that wrote a report about that. It's called Plus 972. They wrote about a system that the Israeli army are using against the Palestinians that can take out the targets. So it's based usually on telephone. So as an example, they say that someone is from the Palestinian resistance and he has this telephone number. So if they can track it through AI, they say, okay, he is a target, and then a drone will fire a rocket and it will kill him. But the problem is with this, first of all, that they have programmed the AI that it can even take out civilian targets. So it say, okay, he is in his apartment and he is with 10 of his kids, no problem, you can kill the kids also. And they say that if it's high people up in the Palestinian resistance, it can be up to 100 civilians. They program the whole system based on that. But if it's lower people, it's about 50 civilians. And that's why we have seen so many civilian casualties in the beginning. And the other problem is that the AI can't really know if the person is inside of his house. So it can be, like an example, I give you my mobile phone and you go over there and it will kill the mobile phone and whoever carries it. So it can be another person. And this is the problem by using AI in warfare, because the AI can't think by itself. It's just doing what it's programmed to do. So now you have the Israeli army that are really evil, so they are programming that it can kill also 100 civilians based on that. So this is a big concern, and I think it will be a big issue, inshallah, when the war is after, that they will start to talk about AI's role in warfare more, inshallah. Because it's very concerning, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Afwan. He knew exactly what I wanted, mashallah. Yeah.
So my question was, I want to ask what is the intention of using AI like ChatGPT, Gemini for answering assignments?
It's quite hard. Can you give him the microphone? Have a microphone?
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. I want to ask what is the Islamic injunction of using AI for answering assignments given by lecturers in the class? Like, what is the Islamic? Is it categorized under cheating, gish, or it is something that is acceptable under the Islamic law?
If it's accepted to give fatwas based on AI?
Yeah, like based on AI by using it for assignments, like assignments given by lecturers in a class. Is this classified like under cheating? Maybe it is haram or halal to use AI for assisting students in doing their assignments.
You ask about fatwas or students?
Yeah, fatwa for students.
A fatwa for students?
Yeah, using AI.
Yeah, when it comes to AI, like I said, if you base your answers only upon ChatGPT, then ChatGPT, you don't really know what it took its information from. And also sometimes it can give a bit like liberal opinions, you know. So it's going to be like opinions that are more in accordance to the Western thought, that is not really based on traditional Islamic fiqh. So basing your fatwa on just ChatGPT and its general information can be very problematic. But what you can do is that you can program your own GPT based on specific fatwa books. So as an example, you take only Shafi'i books and you say to it that you should only give your fatwa in accordance to the Shafi'i madhab or another madhab and so on. And it can do that. It can do that based on these things. But I don't think that you should rely on it 100%. You should still look it up, but it can help you to take out opinions from the scholars, give you perspectives, and so on, take out a hadith that you might need. So it can be helpful, but you shouldn't rely on it 100%. That's what I think.
Like, my question exactly is, what is the Islamic injunction of using AIs generally? Take for instance, we are in the class, we are given an assignment by a lecturer. Then when you reach your hostel, then you enter the website ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT about the question of the assignment.
The
Like,
ruling for writing an assignment?
yeah, with AI.
Yeah. That's up to the university. So I can give an example in Sweden, my country now. That some universities, the rules that they have is that it's totally forbidden to use AI. And other universities, or other teachers, they say now, you can use AI as long as you can do two things. Show us the prompt that you used, and show us how you can know that the information is correct. Okay? So you can use it to write an article or an assignment in the university, but you have to show the prompt that you were using, the thing that you asked the AI, and you have to show the teacher that you knew that the information is correct itself. So you have to bring your own sources to it to confirm that everything is correct. But if you do that, it's allowed for you to use it. So it's really up to, when it comes to the university, it's up to the university staff, the administration, to put their own rules regarding these issues. And I can't give a fatwa on it because it's up to the administration in the end of the day. Yeah. I think we might have passed the time, inshallah ta'ala. I don't know. No more questions?
No more questions?
Okay. Barakallah feek.
Okay, jazakumullah khairul jaza. Shukran lakum ala mudakhalatikum al-tayyibah. فنسأل الله تعالى أن يوفقكم فيما يحبه ويرضاه. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just been enriched by the insightful and enlightening discourse delivered by Syeikh Dr. Abdullah As-Sueidi. On behalf of everyone here, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to him for sharing his profound knowledge and perspectives on how artificial intelligence can benefit the Muslim community. Your contributions today have undoubtedly sparked thoughtful consideration and discussion among us, inshallah. Ladies and gentlemen, our program will now continue with a speech. For that, I welcome yang berusaha, the one and only Fadilul Syeikh Al-Ustad Muhammad Rosfan Shazrin bin Muhammad Safi for his to deliver his speech, inshallah. فليتفضل مشكورا مأجورا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praises to Allah, and may the peace and blessings be upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family, his companion, and those who follow his path until the day of judgment. We thank Allah for all his blessings, the blessing of Islam and Iman, and especially the blessing of Sunnah. Distinguished guests, respected speaker, faculty members, staff and students from KUIPs, UNIMED and IPTIPs, as we come to the end of this enlightening session, I would like to extend our gratitude to Syeikh Dr. Abdullah As-Sueidi for his invaluable insights on the role of artificial intelligence in the life of Muslims. Your expertise has provided us with much to ponder and apply in our lives. Unfortunately, our rector is not well today. Yesterday he was extremely exhausted and has difficulty of breathing. Additionally, all members of his family is also unwell. So I have been instructed by him to deliver his messages on his behalf. I kindly ask everyone to pray for his and his family swiftly recovery. Shafahullahu ahlahu bishifa'in ajilin shifa'un la yughadiru saqama. Allahumma rabban nas adhhib al-ba's anta shafi la shifa' illa shifa'uk shifa'un la yughadiru saqama. On behalf of the rector and the entire administration of Islamic College University of Perlis, I would also like to thank the Perlis State Mufti Department, the Perlis State Islamic Religious and Custom Council MAIPs, Ahlan Academy, the Chancellor Department, the staff of the Center of Applied Sunnah, the Islamic Center of KUIPs, and all the staff of the Islamic College University of Perlis for their cooperation, dedication, and hard work in organizing this important event. Alhamdulillah, your efforts are crucial in making this program a success. In today's world, technology plays a crucial role in our lives. The rector hopes that today's discussion has helped us understand how artificial intelligence AI can benefit Muslims. AI has the potential to enhance our daily practices, support our education, and help us solve complex problems in ways that align with Islamic values. By leveraging AI, we can make our tasks more efficient and ensure that we continue to uphold our faith in this fast-paced world. We at KUIPs are committed to continuous learning and the application of beneficial technologies. The rector hopes that today's discussion has illuminated how AI can be harnessed to aid Muslims in various aspects of their lives, and in doing so, help KUIPs fulfill its mission of nurturing lovers of the Sunnah. We also extend our thanks to everyone who contribute to the success of this program. The Islamic Center of KUIPs always welcomes cooperation, suggestion, and even criticism from all, so that we can continue to organize more beneficial programs in the future. The rector also hopes that in future, Syeikh Dr. Abdullah As-Sueidi will visit Malaysia and Perlis again to enjoy the beautiful sceneries, enjoy various types of durians, and the famous Harumanis mangoes in Perlis, and to continue sharing his beneficial knowledge. Additionally, our heartfelt thanks go to Sheikh companions, including Abdullah Izzat, representing Karya Peace, Ustaz Syahmi, and Brother Imran, representing Ahlan Academy, who have always strived to provide the best service and experience for Sheikh during his stay in Perlis and Malaysia. Finally, let us pray for Syeikh Dr. Abdullah As-Sueidi, continued success, good health, and well-being of his family. May Allah reward him generously and enable him to keep contributing positively to the Ummah. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
شكرا لكم لأستاذنا الفاضل على كلماته الطيبة. Jazakumullah khairul jaza. We extend our heartfelt thanks to Yang Berusaha Ustaz Muhammad Rosfan Shazrin bin Muhammad Sofi for his enlightening and motivational speech. Your words has provided us with valuable insights and have been a fitting conclusion to our discourse. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the program will continue with a souvenir giving session for our invited panel. We would like to invite Yang Berusaha Ustaz Muhammad Rosfan Shazrin bin Muhammad Sofi, accompanied by Ustaz Shazwan bin Mat Saad, to the center stage. We would like to invite